that's when them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in the ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation, don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
Can Zeke dink again? It's the coach, and this is the...
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Now it's Carson. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
That's complete into the hands of Carson. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Not a productive opening drive, 3 and out, and more struggles for a team really that hasn't won a game in a long time.
It can be really discouraging for everyone else on the team, especially the guys on the other side of the ball that have to trot out there and see a little more futility in this losing streak. So I know coaches who look at these situations and say to themselves, let's be aggressive, let's go for it right here and try and turn our fortune around.
Check, walk 54, walk 54. Roll out.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun, Brooks. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Check 13. Check 13. Ready?
Brooks, off play action. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. Now Brooks, off the play fake. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Looking to throw. Brooks. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Wilson. The Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at their own 14-yard line. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
No gain on the dump-off. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule. I'm down in distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 76 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense, but you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. This is how the defense will line up for Seattle. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. The 30. A big run that time by Elliott. 51 yards on the ground.
That type of run right there, that just fires me up when I watch it because that's maybe the most underrated aspect of his game. The ability to break tackles and know where the first down chains are and pick them up.
He's tough, good pedigree. Dad Stacy was a linebacker at Missouri.
Yeah, and how about Mom on the track team? So I think that's where the speed came from. And she's not shy about letting us know that, too.
Yeah, I got the best of both worlds. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now Brooks to throw. Looking to throw on second down. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. Here's Brooks throwing on third and long. That one caught by Ellison. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Let's go!
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson, they'll run the screen with Carson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. On third down, it's Carson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
On second down now, it's Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. Now, he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. Now this throw caught left side. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy that has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. After the interception, here's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18. 2 minutes to play in this 1st half. 7-3 our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Right there in the middle, 55.
In your face.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Throwing again here, Wilson. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. He'll find Metcalf. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball? And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Now Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Now he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Brooks now, off play action. Flush to his right. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. So we have come to halftime, and what's already a 2-touch. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. and it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guy.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
On second down, Elliott. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Brooks operating from the gun. And that will be incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the 3rd quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
Now it's Lockett. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw is Wilson. This complete to Lockett. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now Brooks to throw on 2nd down. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Elliott on 1st down, going to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brooks. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Brooks to throw. From the gun, he'll throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Brooks. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's first nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abukum, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Back to throw. Brooks. And connecting here with DJ Sharp. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the...
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Thomas barreling ahead, and he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Looking to throw. Brooks completes it to Ellison to the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
They'll run it with Elliott. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks will get the football back in outstanding field position. Well, that's one of those in-between spots where you like to rely on analytics. Did you like the decision to go for it?
Frankly, I did because, you know, I'm an aggressive guy. But then the analytics and the old school go by your feel, that's got to marry up a little bit better because that one felt like an analytics call that someone didn't have confidence in. You know, normally this coach, I think he would have punted the ball.
Yeah, calculated risk. It didn't work out. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a third down and 8.
Right there in the middle, 55. You don't want none. Pick up the ball.
They run again with Carson. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down. And Jason Garrett's going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
That's right, baby.
Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Let's go, deep.
On second down, it's Carson, and he'll take this one down to the 36. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. They go play action with Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Back to throw. Brooks. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. Brooks. And this is incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. But at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. You must be getting tired of seeing
They'll keep it on the ground. Carson, he is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half, but let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They were winning at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Come get some. Come on. He don't want it.
They run it with Carson. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
This is Carson. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college and happen in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch 'cause you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating 'cause I told no risk. Why bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When it's not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, on the wrist. Watch out for this, I never switch, I never switch. I never switch, I never switch. Ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist,
I was legit. Ever since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got choked, long. Say I made her when I I showed off my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my 50. Act slick, then hit with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out the back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions, daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on a mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition, ain't all that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible.